Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. And guys, absolutely awesome news today. So we have Capcom CPS2, also known as the Capcom Play System 2, now available for the Analogue Pocket as a public release. What that means, it is out of beta. Honestly, I've been playing it. It plays fantastically well. To be honest, I didn't find any issues with the beta. It just runs really well. But the most important thing now is you can play without being subscribed to any type of Patreon. So previously the beta, you would need to be subscribed to Jotego's Patreon in order to get beta access. Well, now it's public access. All you need to do is run your favorite updater and it will fetch it for you. Now, I do pre-warn you, this could take quite a long time, so maybe you want to leave this and go out and do something, or maybe leave it overnight. It does take quite a bit of time. If I'm not mistaken, I think all the ROMs combined, including all the alternatives, they're close to like, I can't even remember now. There's a whole bunch of ROMs there, and it does take a little bit of time for the updaters to fetch them. And honestly guys, CPS2, it's one of the best systems out there, and it's the reason I got into FPGA gaming. A friend of mine that had the Mister before me, he's hardcore into it. He got it for like the SNES, the Mega Drive, and some of the other cores, and he always told me it's amazing. And I was like, dude, I'm okay with Run Ahead. But it's the day that I played Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo around this house, and I was like, wow, it feels like I'm playing this in the arcade. Now, a little bit about CPS2, if you're unfamiliar with it, I'm sure some of you guys may be. The era I grew up in, CPS2 was in the arcade. CPS1 was more in the arcade. CPS2 is when we arcade, well, we started getting a bit less, but nonetheless, Super Street Fighter 2 is still one of the most competitive Street Fighter games played to this day. In fact, I'm actually gonna be playing it on a stream on Sunday. So if you guys want to come and play me at some Street Fighter games, not limited to CPS2 games, anything goes. There's gonna be a live stream on Sunday. It'll be nice to come and see you guys. And I'll do a lot of FPGA stuff, but I do also like Fightcade. Anyway, back to point. CPS2. Okay, I'm going by Wikipedia here. I didn't count all the ROMs in there, so I'm gonna go through the Wikipedia list, but it has a list of 42 games, and I'm just gonna go through the games. So we've got Super Street Fighter 2, the new challengers. So that's obviously without the supers, the first part of Super Street Fighter 2 that came out. And then we've also got Super Street Fighter 2 Tournament Battle. Now, I'm not sure if that's actually included in the CPS2 ROM set for the Analogue Pocket. Pardon that lack of information there on my part, but it's something that was in the arcade, and it was network. A whole bunch of arcades were linked up together, and you kind of went through a tournament and fought each other. I think it came out later for some online thing, but hey, you know what? That's two of them anyway. Then we've got like Eco Fighters. We've got Dungeon and Dragons Tower of Doom, which I think was the first one that came out. The one you're looking at here is a sequel. And then we've got Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Honestly, a game that has made me so many friends. When I was not necessarily in the arcade, but when I got older, I started playing Street Fighter again. Out of the old Street Fighters, this is the most popular one. And you know what, guys? Like, yeah, I've made a lot of friends on this game. I still play it, absolutely love it. It's a brilliant game. If you're looking for Street Fighter competition and you want to play against other human players at offline events or even online via Fightcade, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is fantastic, and it's great to have on the Analogue Pocket. The only criticism I'll give the Analogue Pocket, if you don't have a dock, playing stuff like Street Fighter on the Analogue Pocket with, you know, Street Fighter, you need 6 buttons, 2 buttons are on the back. It's not the most comfortable thing. Nonetheless, it's great to have. I do whack it on sometimes. I've never completed it on the Analogue Pocket in handheld mode. I just get frustrated, and I think like, no, but if you have got a dock, honestly, you've got one of the best fighting games there, and there's a lot more on CPS2. It's just I'm biased towards Super Turbo because, hey, I play it. I spam tiger shots with Old Cigar. Call me cheap because I am cheap. Okay, moving on to the next games. I can talk about Street Fighter, Super Street, or ST as we like to call it, all day long. We've got Alien versus Predator. Guys, this is an excellent beat 'em up. There's layers to this beat 'em up. Then we've got Darkstalkers The Night Warriors, which was like the first game that might have brought chain combos, but I really liked the look of it when it came out in the arcade. I didn't play it till later. Then we've got till later. Then we've got excellent stuff like Ring of Destruction Slam Masters 2. Armored Warriors, X-Men Children of the Atom, Night Warriors, Darkstalkers Revenge, Cyberbots Full Metal Madness, Street Fighter Alpha. Again, guys, you know I'm a big Street Fighter fan. I do like Alpha. Alpha 2 is my favorite though, and that is on this system as well. So we've got Mega Man The Power Battle, Marvel Superheroes, 19XX, The War Against Destiny, and what you're seeing on screen now, Dungeons and Dragons Shadow of Mystara. Guys, This is excellent. Think of this as your arcade beat 'em up with light RPG elements. You can kind of select your magic. It's just very, very good. I mean, I think I've got one of them, or is it both of them for Steam? And I was actually playing like the Steam version, which was fun as well. But this is the best version you're gonna get, bar original hardware, bar having like a CPS2 arcade board, you know. But stuff like the Mr. and the Analogue, they just make it a lot more convenient. Now, something I'm really looking forward to is when Analogue released their DAC, the digital to analog converter. That'll be amazing, because to get stuff like scan lines and things like that, and I hope it works over all the OpenFPGA stuff, because honestly, that'll be amazing. It will make this stuff look, well, really, really nice. And then we've got Street Fighter Alpha 2. Again, that's my favorite game out of the alphas. I know a lot of people like Alpha 3. I'm a big fan of Alpha 2. It feels very close to Super Turbo, but with enough things to make it different. And the art style in all the alpha games is just fantastic. Then we've got Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Mega Man 2 The Power Fighters. The Mega Man kind of fighting games, they're a little bit weird. I didn't quite get into them. I mean, they're not bad. They don't really have the depth the Street Fighter games do. And then we've got Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold. And then we've got Quiz Nanero Dreams, Nachiro no Keseki. Again, probably butchered that. And then we've got X-Men versus Street Fighter Battle Circuit. Guys, try out Battle Circuit. It's a weird beat 'em up. Like, it's very, very weird. I tried it years later on emulation. Never played it in the arcade, or even saw an arcade machine that had that. But definitely try that out. And then we've got Darkstalkers 3. You know, the fighting game with vampires and mythological creatures. Then we've got Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Capcom Sports Club, Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix. That's a blast. That's the one with the little cutie Street Fighter characters. It's just done really, really well. We've got Vampire Hunter 2 Darkstalkers Revenge, Vampire Savior 2 Lord of Vampires, and then we've got Marvel versus Capcom Clash of the Superheroes, or Clash of Superheroes. Guys, that to me, to this day, is still the best Marvel versus Capcom game. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I know people regard that as the best. There's just the thing I didn't like about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I didn't like the 3D backgrounds that were on the Dreamcast. You know, / Naomi. Same as Capcom versus SNK 2. I know they wanted, maybe it was a bit more technical. They just didn't suit the game well. And that's the issue that I had with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But Marvel vs. Capcom 1 is fantastic. Definitely play it. Then we've got Street Fighter Alpha 3. Some consider that the best alpha. Like I said, I consider 2 the best alpha, but Alpha 3 is still a lot of fun, even though I would say it's quite broken in many ways. And then we've got Giga Wing. Absolutely love this shmup. Brilliant soundtrack. Then we've got Jian Kokushi Haino Sahi, and then Daimahole, Mars Matrix Hyper Solid Shooting, 1944 The Loop Master, Mighty Pang. Guys, love the Pang games. Nothing beats the original, but Mighty Pang is good as well. We've got Pro Gear, Puzzle Loop 2, Genpei Puzzle Choco, and then Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition. I'm a big fan of that as well. I like playing like the different version of the Street Fighter games. I know there's balance issues with it. So some of like the World Warrior characters or the Champion Edition fighters, they're just very powerful compared to the rest of the cast. But that's everything. I've read that off Wikipedia. Maybe not all of them are available on there, but the vast majority of them are going to be available to play. Check the main ones, check the alternatives. Remember, let the updater run, and you may find that a ROM or 2 don't work. You report that respectfully to the updater guys. They're available via Discord and even on Reddit, and you know, they can look into resolving that. I know the guys work really hard. I consider them friends of mine. I speak to them. Really awesome guys. But the greatest news, guys, CPS2, one of the best arcade systems. Arguably, it might even be my favorite arcade system. I don't like to say a favorite arcade system because I played a lot of games throughout my life, you know, different stages, different arcades, but CPS2 is just amazing, and you can get it right now free for your Analogue Pocket. So if you're a new Analogue Pocket user, I've got guides on my channel of how to get everything set up, but the updaters make your life easy, and it's just amazing to get this, well, as something that we don't have to pay anything towards. There's no cost for it. It's not hidden behind a paywall or anything like that. It's out of beta. So that's really it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, the thumbs up and a subscription is always super appreciated. Go enjoy Capcom CPS2. I'm also going to be doing another video later on today, which will show the new beta releases, which will be CPS 1.5 as well as the Bubble core. So stay tuned for that. After I kind of upload this, I'll start on the other one. But that's it, guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.